We are live. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who's watching our live events, liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. It's been a really nice initiative, and we aim to amplify women's voices in business, showing up their work and inspiring other women to do the same. Let's welcome Vicenza. Initially, Vicenza, we would like you to introduce yourself and tell the audience a bit about your life, passions, hobbies, and professional background.
Hi, everyone. Hi, thank you to Chef community for giving me this opportunity. I'm Vincenza. You can call me Enza if you prefer, and I'm from Italy. Been living and working in Hangzhou since 2018, so it's almost 4 years. I'm working international trade. The company I worked for was importing products from Italy to China. Before this, my background is international relations, and I studied also Chinese and international business. I studied for the Italian Trade Agency, that is like an Italian government institution. And then I've been working in the USA in Miami and in Milan before coming to China. So actually I came back to China because since I studied Chinese at university, I was so interested in Chinese culture and Chinese lifestyle. So I'm really very passionate about China. I wanted to come back so badly, so that's why I'm here. And every time I have some free time, I like to watch some exhibitions, some events about China and Chinese culture. So sometimes it's funny because people think that I know more about China than people themselves. So today I'm going to share more about my job that is about international trade and import procedures in China.
Great introduction, Vicenza. Thank you very much. Well, let's dig into the topic, how to start selling imported products in China market or even internationally. I think today we're going to discuss a few important points. Even if entrepreneurs are not thinking about China specifically, but maybe have some insights about the process that they should take when they are thinking about selling outside of their home countries. So why selling in China? Tell us a little bit about your experience and how are the steps to start selling a product in China?
Yeah, first of all, you have to make sure that there is a demand for your product in the country you want to go. When we talk about China, everyone thinks that it's such a huge market and there is full of opportunities and there is a huge demand for imported products. That is true. But also we have to take in account that many companies want to sell their products in China, and some of them, they also started 20, 30 years ago, so they're very known by Chinese people, and also there are many domestic products. So why people from China or from other countries should buy your product? So first of all, you have to make sure you know that that you know that market, that you know the demand, you know what people want, and then your product fits their demand. You cannot just think that, okay, these people, they want to buy import products, so no matter what my product is, they will buy my product. So this is the first point, Second is we have to make sure that your product can be imported in that country. Especially for China, there are a lot of regulation and they're becoming stricter and stricter at the customs to check that all the products that are imported fit with these regulations. And you have both regulation specific for imported products, and then you have the Chinese national standards that are called guobiao. So for each product, you have to make sure that this product, complies with all these rules and can be imported. And this is true not only for China, for each country, but especially in China, they are very strict about these regulations. So if your product is not let's say, legal to be imported in China, this can give you a lot of problems. Your products can be stopped at the custom. And maybe they can fine you, and you will be kind of blacklisted. So it will be more difficult for you to continue to import products. So just make sure that you know the market and you know all the regulation and the standards that you have to respect to import your product.
Interesting. So basically, yeah, you gave a lot of nice insights already. Basically, the demand is important, understanding what's the demand, and the regulations. And for you, from your experience, what are the main difficulties in these two? Do you think finding about demand is hard, or the regulations part is harder?
It depends on the product. Let's say I work in food and beverage, right? So for some products there is the demand, but it's very difficult to import the product. Like for organic product or for a healthy product, like health food, you need some specific license and some specific authorization that are not easy, and you have to spend a lot of money and maybe 1 or 2 years to get this authorization to import your products. And then for other products, they are easy to import, so there are many companies importing these products. So there is the demand, but there is also a very wide offer. So you have to make sure that you have a marketing strategy, you have a branding strategy, and you can offer to the customer a value more than your competitors. So depends on the products, and I think also depends on the sector.
Okay, interesting. And what are we understand that it's a huge opportunity market, obviously, and I think this is the first thing that people entrepreneurs think, that they will be very successful because they think they have a unique product. Their clients' feedback back home is really good, and they often come and say, "Oh, I have a very nice product and I want to sell in
Yeah.
China." Is this common for your industry as well? What are the challenges that you have to show them? What is the step by step?
Exactly. Like, well, we work, with food and beverage products, and Italy is very known in the world for the food and beverage. So many Italian producers, they are kind of proud about their products, and because these products maybe also represent their family history and tradition, and they represent Italian culture. So yeah, most of the people, they think, okay, we have the best product, and the Chinese people are here waiting for their product. So for me, like, sometimes the challenge is to make these people that never came to China understand that the product can be good, but probably it's not what Chinese people want, and Chinese people don't know about this Italian culture and tradition. So maybe if you want to sell your product, you should adapt it a little bit to the market. So I think that the biggest challenge people have to face when they want to enter China, if they never worked with China, is to be less arrogant, less proud of themselves and the products, and try to understand what Chinese people really want, what Chinese people really like, and also be more open-minded. Like, okay, let's say, like, okay, pizza with durian, I cannot eat it, but if I can sell a lot of pizza to make this pizza durian, and they want to add the durian on it, it's not my problem. I can sell a lot of pizza, so it's good for me, right? But many Italian people think, oh, no way, it's not part of my philosophy, it's not part of my brand image. So, like, this is the biggest challenge, trying to adapt and really understand from a Chinese point of view what is the demand and what people want.
About adapting, I think this is the hardest part for a foreigner, or a business, a traditional business that's probably successful back home, but when they go to China, they face all these initial challenges. And from your experience, how long does it take for them to, understand this process and understand the cultural awareness, the specificities about the market?
I think like there is not a standard time, depends on the willingness, of a person or a company to do so. Because sometimes like if you even come to China and live, I don't know, 1 year in China, but you're like blind, you cannot really see what's going around you. You're still thinking your own way and you think that you are right. Then this, like maybe even 10 years will not be enough. But then if you come here, you are humble. You understand, okay, this is a big market and it's a huge country and they have their culture and their tradition. And then you put the effort to understand like what is their culture, what they want. That can take much less time, like so, I think it depends on the person and or on the company. I don't think there is like a standard time.
Interesting. And what about the working style? Because I want to understand a little bit more. So basically, you help brands to start selling. So they have a team in China, or how does it work? How is the working style and the interactions with a Chinese team, perhaps?
Basically, we started as importers. So it was like traditional kind of international trade business. So we were basically buying by the producer and then selling by ourselves into China. But this business model, I don't think it's working anymore because, like just if you want to import many brands and then it's only one company that has to invest in all these brands, first of all, they cannot have like the same knowledge of the producer itself, of their products, their history. And second, like they don't have the energy and the capacity, also the investment capability to cover all the brands. So what we tried to do, like after a while, it was like telling to the supplier what we could do for them. So it means like, okay, you want to enter Chinese market, we can have this project, but we do it together. So it's more like a partnership. Because otherwise, like, nowadays there are many, many brands in China. If you don't have a strategy and you just try to sell your products, will not work. So basically this is what we do. Like we have some suppliers and then we talk with them and we understand who is really willing to invest in the Chinese market, and then we help them to develop. And for some of them, we decide to find other partners, that are specialized in that sector. That can be coffee or they can be wine, and then different teams are going to work on different projects.
Nice. And you touched a very important point, which is investing. And successful brands invest a lot in cultural awareness because China has a different culture, has a different lifestyle, different peculiarities, and important for brands that are entering the market. So what's your take on that? What's your opinion about brands being very careful or even implementing a lot of Chinese culture into their marketing, for example? Did you have successful examples of that?
Well, the point is that, sometimes when you talk about cultural awareness, maybe you even don't get it if you are not really in China and you don't have the daily experience to live with Chinese people. Because, I don't know if you remember what happened a few years ago with Dolce & Gabbana. I mean, they're a big company. Of course, they have professionals working with them and they know what is cultural awareness. But then they represent the Chinese model eating the pizza with pizza, and they actually lost the Chinese market. So the point is that sometimes, even if companies are investing in cultural awareness, sometimes they still they still have some prejudice against China because they are not really into China. So I don't have like a really successful example like from my side, because we are still working, like on the different brands that we have. But what I could suggest is that if you want to have to really understand this between that China, you built your own team in China, and people that or are Chinese, or they studied in China, they stay in China for a very long time.
Very nice idea that you just gave. It's very important. And how would you define the Chinese consumer according to, of course, your experience with Italian products?
So like there are so many different consumers in China because it's such a huge population. But usually, I found that people that like to eat international food, first of all they're very curious. So they will ask you even some question that sometimes it's not that easy to answer. So if you want to represent a product, foreigner product in China, you have first to understand that this product maybe is new to these people. So they will ask you everything, even some question that for you are I say, like it's something that people usually don't ask because they are used to this product. So they know, let's say, how to cook it, or I don't know, how to consume it, how to wear it. But in China, maybe it's the first time that they see this product, they don't know what it is, then you have to be ready to all kind of questions, because first of all they're very curious, and then they want quality, extra cost. So why they should pay this extra price for imported products? Why they're still willing to do so? Because basically they think that the quality is better compared to Chinese product. And like you cannot just say like, okay, my product is from Italy, so it's better than yours. You have to show them, to give them some proof that the quality of your product is better, because they will pay more for this product that what people pay back in your country, because you have the transportation cost and then you have all the duties. So the price that they will pay, let's say something that maybe in Europe is €1, they will pay €2. So why they have to pay €2? You have to explain to them. And that's why sometimes they're a little bit needy, because they're paying something double the price. So also their requirements are higher, of course.
Great. And how would you compare, for example, the Chinese consumer and the Italian consumer, just so that people will have a clear picture of what you just said?
I mean, in my case, like, because it's food and beverage, I don't really think that you can compare, because the point is that in our country, you have like a very deep culture about food, a deep knowledge of food. So everyone know how to cook pasta, that you cannot cook it for half an hour, or everyone know how to drink wine, because it's part of our culture. But here, they're totally new to this product. So in my sector, I don't think that you can really compare the two consumers, because in Italy, people, they know exactly why this pasta is €1, why this pasta is €10. They know, even if they never study about it, but it's just part of our life. But here they don't know anything, so you have really to educate them. So in food and beverage, this is the problem, is that our consumers, they are educated since they are kids about these products. Chinese people are uneducated about it, they don't know anything. So like, this is our main responsibility if you want to promote this product, to educate people on this product.
Yeah, and it's the same everywhere, right? Like here in Canada, sometimes I have to educate Canadians about Brazilian products as well, like acai. It's a global kind of trend. Everyone loves acai berry, but not a lot of people know how to eat, like how we eat in Brazil. So we have to tell them, so you should eat with these, or like this is how traditionally acai berry is eaten. Nice insights, Vicenza. And about a very hot topic right now is the technology part and how China is actually driving these new trends in technology, especially in selling products, and how the world is trying to, understand that those dynamics, to be able to actually operate in China as well. So what's your opinion about the technology and the facilities or difficulties? Because there are, we see both scenarios, right? It can be easier, but it can also be difficult.
Sure. The point is that, everyone that lived in China, like us, they know that everything is going so fast, evolving so fast in China, and all this evolution is driven by technology. So every day, like there is a new update, and this is true also when we talk about online sales channels. These, of course, can be an opportunity because compared to traditional sales channel, you have more channels. So you have maybe you can find a more appropriate way to distribute your product, but also can be very difficult and challenging for someone who is not very familiar with China and with all these new channels and these new technological updates. So, like, let's say, okay, everyone in China use WeChat, right? So it's basically like a social network platform. You can chat with your friends, but also brands can have the official page and they can share information and they can sell as well. But if an Italian brand does not know what is WeChat, then it's no more an opportunity, it's just a difficulty for the company. Because if they don't have a WeChat account, for them it's still okay. But for Chinese people, it's like, this company does not even have a WeChat, so they will not consider this brand. They think, okay, this brand is not a big brand because they don't have WeChat. So in this case, it's a difficulty. And then there are like many, WeChat is just an example, right? There are many, many different channels and promotion distribution ways that are created by technology. Like you have different social networks like Douyin, like TikTok based on micro video. Then you have Redbook like Xiaohongshu. You have like really a lot of different platforms, and then you have the e-commerce platforms like Taobao, Tmall, JD. So it's really a very difficult digital environment for someone that does not have like the access to all this information. So can be an opportunity if you find, like, if you are, let's say, outside of China, you want to start to sell your products in China, then if you find like a partner that is specialized in e-commerce, they can help you to find the right strategy, that can be an opportunity. But if you don't have enough money to invest, or you want to do everything by yourself, but you don't really understand the Chinese digital environment, then you will face just a lot of difficulties, and it will not really help your business.
Would you say, thanks for the answer. Would you say that for a brand to be successful in China, they would have to try to implement the innovation culture, or at least pursue that and be already an innovative kind of company?
It depends, but you know, like what I saw is that many big companies, like nowadays, they cooperate with Chinese platforms, and they have experts that they know how to deal with these platforms, and like they also starting to sell through live streaming that is very popular in China, and they can have very huge sales. So, and they become very famous because of this new e-commerce and live streaming. So they are very successful. The only point here is that to invest in this channel, really you need a lot of money. It's not just like you want to start a small business by yourself and then you can do the live streaming and you can ask like such big like influencer to come and do the advertisement for you, because they really ask a lot of money. So they can sell a lot, but you need a very huge budget. Sometimes, like some companies, they can sell really like a container of stuff in one day, in one live streaming, but they're not going to do any profit, because first of all they have to pay the home, like the KOL, the key opinion leader, like the influencer in China. Second, these people, they ask for a lower price, it's like a promotion price for their live streaming. And then you have to deal with a lot of extra costs, because you have to deliver a huge quantity in very short time. So it can be successful strategy, but if you are able to keep going on the long term, and you have this you have the capability, investment capability, and you have a team that knows how to manage it.
So the key point here is the investment part. So if you want to be a innovative and successful case of innovation in food and beverages or any other product, you have to invest in these new technologies, and to have a team that understands the value of it. Everything takes time.
Exactly, because if you only invest and you have a lot of money, but you don't have the right people to do the job with you, it's useless. You're just going to waste your money.
Another opportunity as well is to bring back this innovation system to the home countries. So do you feel that this is what's happening, or do you think that these brands are only trying to interact in new technologies in China, and they don't really want to bring these dynamics back home?
The point is that I think that even if they are willing to replicate it, will take some time for succumb. I'm talking about Italy, let's say. Here in China, e-commerce is so successful because you order something today, tomorrow you receive it, then you don't like it, you turn it back, and the day after you have a new one. In Italy, all this process will take 1 month. So there is still like some limitation that are not only about the technology and the company's capability, but are also about infrastructure. We don't have the same infrastructure in many of Western countries that in China. Here they have like fast train and all the quality system, all these big companies that manage the logistics that we don't really have. And here they can have it also because the cost, the labor cost of all the delivery guy is not that high. But in our countries, like in European countries, you have like a minimum wage. So if you want to have this fast delivery, these people will have very high salary, and then the e-commerce transaction will not be that convenient because you can have it fast, but you have to pay a lot. So until also so this is the first problem. It's like about the logistic problem, and then also I feel like there is still like a difference between Chinese people and European people. Here there is this new economy that is called the lazy economy, because people just want to stay home and stay on their phone, buy online, order the food online. As a European, I don't feel like being this lazy. I feel like young people want to go outside and be active, and they like to enjoy social life. Maybe because we also have more free time. We're not that tired of work. But of course, like in China, many people, they work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then when they go home, they just want to be lazy, lay on the sofa and stay on the phone. So it can be interesting if some companies can learn from China and take back, but we also have to take in account all the economic and social environment that we have outside of China in other countries.
That's very true. In Canada, for example, I feel like Brazil is is really being inspired by China. But if I compare Canada to what we have in China, people here are not really interested into having a fast pace and fast developments. They want to just live a healthy, slow paced life. Delivery is not as fast as in China, or even Brazil now is even faster than here.
Exactly.
But people just don't really care too much about these new crazy technologies, and they feel like it's not really healthy for a lifestyle, and they want to see new developments, but not as fast as a country like Brazil.
Yeah.
Hello, Vicenza. I think we are actually. I think we can. You hear me?
Not very well. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. I was actually saying that we are finishing our live, and I would like to thank you very much for taking some time and contributing with us. If you want to say a few last words to everyone who's watching or everyone who's going to watch this.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for watching. And if you really want to start to sell your product in China, I feel that the first thing that you should do is to come to China when it's possible. Stay some months here and then try to understand really what's going on. Because if you just read some papers, some articles, and you can have a basic knowledge, but you don't have the feeling. And having the feeling is the most important thing to really catch opportunities. So I hope China will reopen soon. And if you are watching from outside of China and you're interested in this market, that in the future you can also come to China and experience this so dynamic market. So that's all.
Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and see you next time. Wish you great success in your new journey, Vicenza.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.